Welcome to the Butts and Seats podcast, episode number 129.
We're so close.
We just did episode 29 on the Patreon.
I know. It's a tease. It's just rude.
I'm Nick alongside Emily.
Hello.
How you doing tonight, Emily?
I'm thriving. I'm having a great night.
Yeah, this was a great episode, right?
Sure.
Right?
I didn't watch this tonight, so this has no bearing on my evening.
Yes, tonight we are here to witness the marriage of...
The way you said witness.
the marriage of David Flair and Stacy Keibler. Mm-hmm. That's right. It is the September 11th, 2000 WWE Monday Nitro. Yeah, look.
Are you telling me they're about to play witness to a disaster?
Anyway, yeah, it's the 9/11 2000 SmackDown. It looks weird writing. It's weird actually writing it. It's a thing, okay? Let's move past
That
it.
date is never not going to be weird to say. It's always going to be weird to say. We're talking about, like, I'm an event coordinator. We're talking about events happening in the fall of this coming year, and a bunch are happening on that date. And there's no way around saying that. Like, yeah, September 11th, this is happening. Are you sure? Like, it shouldn't be. But it is, because it was 25 years ago. 4 years ago. 24 years ago.
This is 25 years ago.
This was 25 years ago. You're right.
On top of this being a weirdly dated Nitro, it is also a Nitro from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Woo!
Yes, we are in Flair country, and that is the main sales pitch for this Nitro.
Yep.
I was trying to find out, is this the last time they come to North Carolina? Because, like...
It's gotta be. Like, at least if
Charlotte.
not the second to last.
I mean, we're running out of time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because, yeah, it's September, so we are running low on time. We're also running low on time with Vince Russo, because we have only a couple more.
Which is wild. That's going to be a wild episode to, like, talk about the legacy of Vince Russo.
Yeah, it's going to be a long, like, post.
Maybe I will end up doing a review of Rope Opera when we're done with Vince Russo. It's looming on the shelf. I might as well.
You are working right now on Bischoff's book. How's that going?
I'm actually enjoying it. I did not expect to enjoy it, and I'm actually very much enjoying it.
I think that is going to be a better written book than Russo's.
I believe that.
I know there's at least somebody working with Bischoff on that book as opposed to, I think Russo wrote his himself.
I don't know that I believe you on that because the typos that I've found. I love finding typos in published works. I think that's like the most fun pastime I can have.
Oh, we don't have a chance to talk about this yet, even off the podcast. So, one, Eric Bischoff has ended one of his current podcasts.
Has he?
Yep.
83 Weeks?
No, I don't even... It's some other fucking show I've never even heard of.
He had more than one podcast.
Yeah, it's the one where apparently he shits on AEW. And,
You're telling me that's not 83 Weeks?
Similar timing, AEW announced a special show for, I think it's April 16th.
Okay.
It is Spring Breakthrough. It is the exact number episode where they have done one more episode than the number of Nitros to ever happen.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. They need to go to that fucking... I don't know if they are, but they need to go to that one hotel.
Oh, in Palm Beach?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. We have to go there for the last episode of our podcast. We have to record there.
Yeah.
We have to.
Well, speaking of our podcast, yeah, let's get into this 9/11 episode of Nitro.
Let's go. What a disaster it'll be.
So, yeah, we are live from Charlotte, North Carolina. I actually have some good ratings news. So, yeah, we are no longer going against Raw Preempted.
Okay.
The show still did a 3-2.
Great.
I think mostly based on the advertised return of Ric Flair.
Sure.
I don't know what the number is next week, but I can tell you it's not a 3.
Sick.
This is the last 3 until the final Nitro.
We're in for some good shit, aren't we?
Yeah, Raw did a 5.8, so it actually was like a little down. Like people were like, all right, what's going on with Flair? The amount of lives this fucking show has, and it just squanders.
Yeah. It's like the cat show. Like, not the cat, but like, you know, a cat has 9 lives. It's just like continuously just giving up lives.
Well, who's the commissioner, Emily?
The cat.
Yeah. I have some backstage notes before we get to our weather report and the episode. Our first note, not really relevant to anything, but just a funny sentence. Harley Race was arrested for boating while intoxicated on a lake in Missouri.
Boning?
Boating with a T. Jesus Christ.
Sorry. Boating while intoxicated in Lake Michigan?
No, Missouri.
Lake Missouri?
He's in Missouri. He's not touching Lake Michigan.
A lake in Missouri.
Yeah.
Sorry, I heard you say Bonin, and I was like, I'm not listening to the rest of the sentence.
Apparently, ECW wrestlers are back to not being paid on time.
Classic.
They're like, oh man, this deal with us going to USA, it's almost final. It's going to happen.
For sure.
It does not happen. A wrestler named Hayabusa, who is signed to WCW, we have not seen him. He appeared at Thunder ready to work a match for Worldwide. Apparently he was not cleared and no one told him not to show up.
Great.
Speaking of Thunder, mild spoilers for our weather report. So based on last week's incident of Evan Courageous being thrown wildly by Bill Goldberg.
Sure.
It was like, all right, hey, on Thunder, you're going to beat Chronic. Chronic's like, that doesn't work for me, brother. And they fucking caved to Chronic. So, instead of 3-pound beating Chronic, it got changed to a count-out loss.
Sure.
Yeah. Like,
sure.
How fucking dare you?
You know?
You're lucky to have a fucking job, Bryan Adams.
Honestly, agreed. Yeah. I still get confused, Bryan Adams and Bryan Clark. And I feel less bad about it because they're both Bryans.
They're vastly different.
I know they're vastly different looking men. But because they're both Bryans, I feel a little less bad about it.
Start calling them Crush and Atom Bomb just to...
No, because the way that I've got it now is Bryan Clark has a bad haircut. Bryan Adams does not.
Bryan Adams is the former Kiss Demon.
Sure.
And Crush. And, no, I guess everything I'm thinking of was just former versions of Crush. In a sentence I read, and I'm like, Jesus, this just feels rude. Bret Hart was fined for being late to the show.
Why? He wasn't on the show. Spoiler, he wasn't on the show.
I think either last week or Thunder.
Okay, I'd hope so.
Yeah, it's not this show. WCW is believed to be under a hiring freeze. I believe that's mostly confirmed through various books and sources over time.
I mean, that makes sense. They have no money.
And on that note, apparently some top guys aren't being used because in their contracts, it's like, well, I get first-class air travel on the company, so they don't want to fly them in because it's going to cost them too much money.
That tracks. That does track, honestly.
Oh, yeah, and paying for the hotels. It's like, oh, wow. So
yeah, save a lot of money by not paying your top people.
Yeah, maybe just don't negotiate that in the first place.
Yeah. I think we're way past that, though.
So this episode has a doomed wedding. Let's throw two more in here because apparently...
Wedding? Throw two more doomed weddings in?
Apparently, in this month, both Steve Austin and Deborah and Jerry Lawler and Miss Kitty are expected to be married.
Oh, no.
As of 2025, none of these couples are together. I think as of 2003, none of these couples are together.
Oh, what a disaster.
And I don't want to do this last note yet because it is relevant to this episode. It's about Stacy Keibler. We'll get to that when we get there.
Oh, okay.
But that will bring us to the weather report, where there's always thunder. Yeah, I gotta change the line reading for that because I just don't have the gusto for some of these thunders.
There is always thunder, but it's not always important thunder. It's not always lightning-inducing thunder.
So my first weather report note, clearly I was feeling this. Stevie Ray on commentary won't shut the fuck up during promos.
Yeah.
That's just a general thing. I think we've kind of just accepted. I'm getting more annoyed by it lately. In WCW, they just talk during the fucking promos. And
yeah.
I don't know why it's nagging me more lately than before.
It's always been prevalent. Maybe not as much as it has been recently, but like it's definitely always been there. It's annoying.
Is it just I hate Mark Madden that much?
I mean, yeah. Mark Madden is becoming one amongst the tier of people who just... The Hulk Hogans and the Randy Savages that refuse to not have the last word.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
The best way I can describe commentary during a promo is a wrestler comes out going, I have something to say. Someone in commentary, what is he saying here, folks?
Oh, geez, what's he going to say? What's he going to say? What he's talking? What is he going to say?
Snoochie boochies.
Literally.
Yeah, but Stevie Ray was particularly bad on this episode with the fucking promos. The Natural Born Thrillers go to the power plant, attack Mike Graham, various staff, and Paul Orndorff. Kiwi won a number one contenders match for the 200 kilogram or under title.
Sure.
Keep that kayfabe.
Sure. I honestly forgot Queeby was still here.
I was saying the 200 kilogram or under.
Ah, sure.
We get a sit-down interview with David Flair and Stacy, and David's like, oh, I haven't talked to Rick. we get another weird continuance I've mentioned before. We're getting none of this on Nitro, but of just Mike Tenay being a sexist scumbag to women.
Sure.
Because he did it with Bedeja, and here he's like, Stacey, are you just a gold digger? Like, what?
Oh.
Like, I don't get the vibe that David Flair has money.
Definitely not.
I barely get the vibe Ric Flair has money because I know Ric Flair's finances.
I sincerely don't think this marriage is about money. I really think, like, if it's not love, it's just, like, status. For David to Stacey, because Stacey is the status.
You know, I think we were realizing, like kind of plot hole of, I never really thought about it, but like, yeah, why the fuck is this happening?
Yeah, why, how and why? Are they really just that in love?
3 count beat Chronic by count out.
Sure.
As Chronic brawled to the back with the Harris brothers, and I got fucking jump scared, because who comes out post-match but fucking Tank Abbott?
Oh, what? Oh, no.
Because he's done with Nitro. That's why I was saying goodbye. I was like, God damn it. Oh, man. Crowbar did an interview talking to Shane Douglas, and he fucking pulled, this is Phil Brooks talking to Paul Levesque.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I forget his name.
What
but
is
he's
Crowbar's name?
But he did that where it's like, yeah, you tried to take me out, tried to take food off my like, kid's plate or whatever.
He's a kid? He's a dad?
I did that type of promo. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And honestly, the rest of the promo was decent. So it like made me mad that I'm like, don't go for that cheap Russo bullshit. Like
Christopher Ford.
Yeah, and then Shane Douglas has a different name too. I forget what, but
yeah.
My next note in all caps. Oh fuck, the Lava Lamp Lounge with Mike Awesome.
The Lava Lamp Lounge.
Yes, he has a talk show segment, and yeah, he is full that 70s guy. It's over.
It's over, folks.
His first guest is Paula Pamshock.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's what he introduces her as.
Paula Pamshock?
Yeah, he hits on her. She friend zones him. Jeff Jarrett mercifully breaks this up. He basically comes out going, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, agreed, Jeff.
Yeah, same. Paula Pamshock.
This somehow ends with Mean Gene stopping Jarrett from using a guitar on Pamela, so Jarrett hits Mike Awesome instead.
Sure.
It made me sad. Our next bit, something on Nitro caught you by surprise. That's because you didn't watch Thunder. Because there's a post-match brawl of the franchise, Tori, Crowbar, Daphne, Daphne's boyfriend, and randomly, Medusa.
Medusa's back! She's here!
She gives fucking Tori a stiff kick to the stomach. We get our final ever WCW appearance of Bret Hart.
Oh, it's on Thunder?
Yes.
This is it?
He starts his promo by shitting on Mike Awesome's new gimmick. It's like, what are we doing here, folks?
What are we doing, gang? I feel that, Brett.
He talks about Russo being the only person who gave him a chance in WCW, and that's, like, kind of true. Cause
Russo over, like, Bischoff?
Bischoff never put him in a fucking title scene before. Yeah, he was under Hogan. It was like, nope, Hogan's the big guy. We're not going to do... Bret Hart I don't think, got an actual world title shot until Russo came around.
Damn.
I think on paper he may have had one or two, but it's the, oh, Swerve, we're actually together.
Swerve, bro. Yeah, okay.
Like, that's kind of a fair point. But just, this whole promo was weird and whingy, and we're going back to like, all right, here's the footage of Bill Goldberg kicking me in the head. Why don't you come out, Goldberg, finish the job. Put me,
God.
Like, what the, like, he also notes he has 10% brain damage, which I think is actually a thing from his doctor. Like, I don't know how that works, but
I didn't know that brain damage could be a percentage.
Yeah, I don't know. Or like 10% of his brain is damaged. I don't, maybe like that.
Yeah, maybe.
But
still, any part of your, any
percentage
like, of your brain damage is bad.
Yeah, talking about how he's right about how like promoters treat wrestlers like animals. And
well,
Goldberg comes out, like doesn't immediately attack Bret. And the weird problem with this promo is they're trying to say the kick was an accident. Then you have to acknowledge all of wrestling's a work. And so you can't do that.
True. You can't say
so,
that.
Yeah, it's just a weird back and forth, which ends with Steiner attacking Goldberg from behind, and Bret Hart's like, you idiot, you fell into my trap. And
Uno reverse, swerve.
Yeah,
and
that's it for Bret Hart. He's going to get fired next month for being injured for too long.
Damn. What a way to go out.
Yeah, this was just
way to go out with a whimper.
Weird and bad. I mean, we talk about how, like, oh, Russo gave him a shot. When Russo's gone, they feel fine firing him. So,
right.
I mean, that's also just, they're cutting down on Pyro a little bit and all other things. We get some tonight, but...
Yeah, they definitely are cutting down on Pyro. I did notice that, not in this episode, but in episodes past. But, like, one guy's Pyro is really going to change the budget.
Oh, shit. My next note, I meant to show you this match, because I didn't watch it, and I wanted to wait for you. We got ICP on commentary for Sting versus Vampiro.
You did mention this.
Yeah.
Ugh. We'll watch it.
And then our main event of the night, angered from his segment with Bret Hart, Goldberg comes out and squashes Team Canada.
Classic.
Yeah, because fuck Lance Storm.
Just fuck him. Fuck Canada. What year was it? 2000 or 2025? Fuck Canada.
But yeah, that is it for Thunder and the backstage notes. You ready to get into this illustrious Nitro?
I'd love to start talking about some outlandish vaudeville, Nick.
I really thought you to be like, I'd love to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
No, that is the phrase that pays this week. Outlandish vaudeville.
And that is the title of this episode. We open the main show. A limo arrives. It's David Flair. Crowbar comes to meet him. Like, they make up. Daphne's out here. Like, all's good.
Crowbar is dressed in one of those, like, tuxedo t-shirts with the sleeves cut off.
Yeah.
He is dressed and ready to be David's best man in his wedding later. And he's, like, the only one. It seems like he's the only one that's super jazzed about this wedding. He's so excited.
Yeah. David asks if they've seen Rick. They have not. We then cut to backstage, and this literally plays into nothing.
Nothing.
But Jeff Jarrett is watching the monitor and just goes, Outlandish vaudeville.
Literally out of nowhere. He just says it at the monitor. I don't know where this came from. If we cut it in the middle of a sentence. No. Outlandish vaudeville.
We see him gather himself. It's not even that.
Weird.
But he's then like, oh, maybe I'll get involved in this wedding. Like, I'm probably going to hit someone with a guitar. He doesn't.
Spoiler. Enough other shit happens in this wedding.
We didn't get a lengthy Nitro opening and actually get opening Pyro. Mm-hmm. Tony Schiavone, Mark Madden, and Jeremy Borash are on commentary. I guess Scott Hudson's wife is just giving birth again. I don't know.
Maybe he's on paternity leave. I wonder what the paternity leave package for WCW is like.
I'm sure it's great.
Clearly, it's at least 3 weeks.
We didn't get a tag team championship match graphic. Remember that. The Filthy Animals come out. Conan does his promo. Unofficial Who's That Pokemon for Ray and Hoovy. Ray is dressed as a zebra, so he is Zeb Striker. And Hoovy is dressed as like a leopard, so he is Lipard.
You're just phoning it in with Who's That Pokemon, babe.
And, oh God, I can't remember the Gen 5 gym leaders, but there's one he looks like because of the same hat of like the kind of cowboy outback looking hat. And in his promo, Conan does the go ahead feel. That's enough. And his promo is cut off by Disco Inferno. Sorry, Disco with a Q.
Disquo.
So Disco threatens Chronic and challenges them. He challenged them to a match, despite the fact that we already got the graphic that a tag title match is about to happen.
Right.
Because they're all mad at Disco for challenging Chronic. So
right.
Either the rest of the Filthy Animals are stupid, or a random team just got screwed over because they did not get their match.
I think the former. I think that the Filthy Animals are just dumb.
Well, why were they coming out to the ring then?
Just to vibe.
Yeah, you know what? I guess, to be fair, I guess that was the answer regardless, because I don't know where Conan's promo was going.
Yeah, they were showing off their outfits. Conan wanted to show off his fun hat and make Tigers touch it. Like, that was their whole thing. They just wanted to come and talk. They didn't want to wrestle. We
then see a clip from Thunder of Chronic hitting Disco with a baseball bat. You say outlandish vaudeville is our phrase of the day. I see that, and I will one-up you with our phrase of the day is B-roll.
No, he only says that like once.
No, he says it multiple times.
When does he say it?
Well, this one is set up with, there's your B-roll, and there's your match.
I still think it's the other one.
But just don't fucking use the production term. Be more checked out, Tony, please.
No, it's the same thing that, like, Russo does. He wants you to feel like you're in on the production. This is the heel team. This is the face team. This is the B-roll and the package. Like, he wants you to feel like it's our show, not just his show.
But B-roll's not, like, it's not really an insider term. It's literally, like, I don't know.
Yeah, don't think about it too hard.
Chronic overpowers Ray and Hoovy with press slams into the ring. Hoovy manages to use the ropes to like land on his feet on a dodge drop kick. It was a little spot that like completely glossed over, but like, oh, I like that. Adams catches Hoovy on his shoulders from a dive and hits a scary F5. Mark Madden asks Conan on commentary, are we going to see a face full of stuff? Conan's like, I heard no, because they don't want to sell it.
Sure.
Yeah, he also notes at some point, oh, Godzilla just took a bump. And I'm like,
who?
I think it was Bryan Adams, one of them.
Don't make inside jokes on commentary. If I have to ask what you're talking about, you're wrong.
Hoovy dodges a big boot, tags in Ray. They actually managed to double suplex Adams. I'm like, oh, shit. Hit a running leg drop and running elbow drop. Adams hits a double clothesline, tags in Clark. Chronic hits big power moves on both men, including Ray going for some sort of springboard attack and just jumping backwards.
Yeah, he just kind of leaps backwards into Adam's arms.
Yes, but like, if he wasn't there, I have no idea what that would have been. Yeah,
that's the thing. I don't know what you would have done.
He managed to hit a flying nothing from a springboard.
Bryan Adams earlier did show like his super strength and athleticism when he just caught Hoovy with one arm.
Yeah. Like,
this man is big and strong, and you're like 100 pounds soaking wet. You can't just bloop back into him from the ropes.
We didn't see one of the Harris brothers walking out from the back holding a camcorder.
A camcorder.
This literally is pointless.
This doesn't come up again anytime.
Well, it's just meant to set up that Adams goes after the one brother, so the other Harris brother comes in from behind with one of the production cameras. Like,
no, because he like knocks out the production camera guy.
Yeah, but like, I feel like someone went, well, he hits him with a camera, so we can have another camera. Like,
no, I don't think it was that.
Then what's the reason?
I think they were just being dicks.
One of the Harris brothers hits Bryan Adams from behind with a production camera. At ringside, Disco hits a last dance on Clark on the floor. Ref's distracted. One of the Harris brothers throws the production camera, and Mark Madden's like, that camera cost $200,000.
What fucking camera are you buying that costs $200,000?
In case you're curious, a like modern standard of movie camera right now is the Arri Alexa. It costs $85,000. So
not $200,000.
Yeah, a live production camera. That's probably the one that had the little like damaged corner too.
Oh yeah, they wanted to dump it anyway. They just wanted to get rid of it.
In 2000, did not cost $200,000. Go fuck yourself. No chance. And actually, I was just listening to a different podcast where they use a camera, and Tony Schiavone notes the camera cost $100,000. So somehow in 3 years, the camera cost has doubled.
Wow.
And again,
inflation, am I right?
And it's not HD. Back in the ring, Ray hits a springboard leg drop on Clark, and Hoovy hits a very sloppy 450 splash. And it's like, okay, that's the finish. Nope, kick out. Like,
yeah.
You just took Disco's finisher, like interference, the 450. No,
he's just so strong. He's so big.
After Clark fights off for a little bit, the Filthy Animals hit a Nutcracker, their version of the What's Up, and get the win.
Yay!
Tony calls it an upset. Conan points out, we're the fucking champions. How is it an upset?
How is it an upset? Conan's right there.
Yeah.
This was a pretty, like, underwhelming match. The only thing that I really took note of is the second K in Chronic is backwards again.
Oh, yes.
The name of Chronic is so inconsistent throughout their whole run in WCW. So, like, sometimes it's Chronic with a C, sometimes it's Chronic with a K, sometimes it's 2 Ks, sometimes it's only 1 K, sometimes the K is backward, most of the time it's not. This week it was backwards.
It must be a cipher. We got to go back and figure this out.
Oh, shit.
I am wondering, with the Filthy Animals, are we both children seeing keys dangled? We're like, Ray and Hoovy, it's
yeah, I think so. I do think so.
I'm like, yeah, I keep holding out hope. Like, that should be fine.
It's gonna be good. No, it's gonna be good. I swear. Because the one time we stopped paying attention, it's gonna be.
Not the past week on Thunder. The week before that, it was like, yeah, it was them in the Natural Born Thrillers. It was a pretty good match. It's like,
because they are capable of doing it when they want to. It's just they don't want to every week.
Well, it's not them. It's more. I'd blame Chronic for this more than.
Yeah.
When one of the guys in the group is talking about how you don't want to sell.
Yeah.
And we just noted a story of, hey, you're going to lose a 3 count. No, we're going to count it out.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, I remember at the start of Chronic, me going, I'm kind of curious what's up with them. I'm a lot less curious now.
Valid.
Backstage, we get another limo arriving. It's Stacy Keibler and her, I think, shoot parents.
definitely looks like her shoot parents. The woman who walks out that they claim is her mother looks just like Stacy. I'd be shocked if this is not like a blood relative of some kind. Maybe her aunt. I would assume it's her parents.
Jeremy Borash actually notes, oh, she's wearing white, which I think is a reference lost on the majority of the audience.
Why?
Well, the fact that he's surprised that she's wearing white.
I don't think that that's lost on the audience.
Me reading things about this episode, most people are like, yeah, why wouldn't she wear white?
Because white is a symbol of purity at weddings, as in a virgin is pure. She's pregnant. She's clearly not a virgin. This doesn't take a lot of brain cells to rub together. I think that you're giving the audience very little credit.
Okay, I'm telling you, when I read and heard, people were like, yeah, why wouldn't she?
I don't know, man.
Even Tony was like, oh, what? Regardless, we go from that to a lengthy War Games recap. And back from that, Tony calls it, quote, one of the biggest swerves we've seen.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think we've seen bigger swerves.
Doesn't help it's the same swerve we saw the week before.
Right.
They then shift to Vince Russo. Apparently, and this is actually for real, he has had 3 concussions in 3 months. They
did show the footage of him getting each concussion, and yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, they showed it a little bit later on, but like I also just know from the history of WCW that yes, this is legit. Mark Madden then notes that Vince Russo had major brain surgery.
Did he?
Emily, how's he doing?
Fine.
No, according to Mark Madden, how's he doing?
What did they say? He was in recovery, but on life alert, basically.
He is in near critical yet somewhat stable
Near critical yet stable conditions.
Like somewhat like yeah, it was something that we had to rewind 3 times to go, that doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. Mark Madden doesn't know what he's talking about. Would you believe it?
And apparently there's going to be footage later on tonight. And Tony Schiavone sums this up with, tonight, a wedding and brain surgery. The pause, just like, Jesus. It's as pregnant as Stacy Keibler.
So not?
Well, according to kayfabe.
Did we ever see a baby?
We'll get there. We then get the Cat and Miss Jones, not in a neck brace anymore, coming out to the ring. And as they're coming out to the ring, we're not sure exactly what happened here, but some camera gets tipped. I don't know whether the cameraman fell. It looked like the jib. I don't know if it bumped something.
So what happened was there was a camera station on the side of the stage, and I don't know who it was, walked out.
The Cat.
The Cat. Was it the Cat?
Yeah.
As the Cat walked out, the camera fell over. I thought that the cameraman fell over. You point out that might be the jib. I think you're right with it being like a stationary camera that just like tipped over because there's not like jostling.
I think also it's just a weird spot for them to cut to a manned camera. Like, I think just like the weight of the jib weirdly I don't know.
But the thing just tipped over.
Yeah.
It was kind of sad, but funny to watch.
They get in the ring. The Cat says Russo is in the hospital and the injunction was thrown out so the Cat can book the show. Remember this for a match later.
Yeah, in case you forgot, the injunction was that Vince Russo had gone to his lawyers and pulled some sort of strings of like, actually, the Cat doesn't have power, so let's sue him. That wasn't real, obviously. Who could have seen that coming? So the Cat does have power, Swerve.
Yeah.
So there is no lawsuit.
Yeah, so the Cat can control everything on the show because Vince Russo's not here.
Sure.
Remember that.
You say that as if Vince Russo's showing up.
No,
he's not.
A match later is specifically booked by Vince Russo. So in the promo, the Cat makes Booker T versus Kevin Nash at Fall Brawl a cage match. And based on later, I have no idea if this is a regular cage or a caged heat match.
I still have no idea what the difference really is.
It's a regular cage versus Hell in a Cell. But honestly, I have no clarity on that. We were going to find out on Sunday. Oh yeah, oh my God, I forgot a backstage note because it didn't come up in this. They almost canceled this show.
This current show that we're watching? Oh.
The Go Home. We never said it. This is the Go Home show for Fall Brawl.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently they almost canceled it because of poor ticket sales. And like they were like setting up and they're like, what if we did? Like, you can't.
At this point, you've come too far.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy if they did cancel it, though.
Fall Brawl is this Sunday, so we're going to find out what's going on with this match.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. The Cat also books Kevin Nash versus Scott Steiner for the world title tonight.
Tonight?
The Cat then goes to book Jeff Jarrett, but Miss Joan grabs the mic and says she wants to face Jeff Jarrett.
You like to beat up on a lady. Well, tonight the lady is going to put her foot up your ass.
This brings out an absolutely drenched Jeff Jarrett.
Why is he so wet?
He's always so... He looked even more wet here, though.
Jeff Jarrett, Triple H.
Triple H comes out with a water bottle and is pouring on himself, though.
But
so.
He doesn't have enough water in the bottle to adequate to like what he is actually drenched in. Why are these men so wet? What's going on backstage? Why are y'all coming out so wet?
Jarrett says he'll do the match handcuffed to prove men are superior to women.
And this got a nasty pop. Yeah. The audience was like, fuck yeah, man. Bleh. Like, ew.
Maybe they were popping for he'll be handcuffed.
No, they aren't.
The Cat then challenges Jarrett to try to take over the show because Jarrett earlier was like, oh, once Scotty and Nash get here, we'll take it over. Ugh. So Jarrett tries to punch the Cat. The Cat blocks, beats down Jarrett until Scott Steiner's music hits. The music hits. He's like already on the apron. And Tony Schiavone's like, who is this? It's like,
who could it be? Look up.
One guy has sirens.
Yeah, it's that. And also he's literally on the apron. I guess like if you wanted to suspend your disbelief, the commentators tend to only be looking at the monitor, which is just showing what's on the screen. So maybe they weren't looking up and didn't see him, and he just like saw him as he appeared on the TV.
His face still wasn't showing, but like you should be able to hear.
You should be able to hear the siren, yes.
Maybe that's why they keep talking during the promos. They don't have the production audio. They don't even know a promo's happening. They're like,
they might not.
Oh, what's he saying?
It's possible. Maybe they're just talking to the production track. What did he say? What is he saying?
How much does this guy weigh? Yeah, Steiner comes out. Jeff Jarrett hits a stroke on the Cat. Steiner locks in a Steiner recliner, and Miller passes out. So I'm like, all right, so who is in charge? Because you've now taken out the authority figure. Cat's fine.
Yeah, that tracks.
Backstage, producer Terry Taylor is trying to find help. And Emily, who does he find?
Steve Borden and Booker T, because I can't remember what his actual name is. They find Sting and Booker T, but Sting is not in his face paint, so he's just Steve.
It is Booker T. Huffman.
Is his name Booker?
Yeah. Booker's there, but yeah, just Sting in no face paint. He looks like fucking Jimmy Hart.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, here he did.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I think it doesn't help that we're also watching TNA, and it's just like, why does every old man have to hide his eyes all the time?
They have to hide their eyes and hide their receding hairline.
I don't know. Legends House Jimmy Hart. He's got it going down.
Yeah.
At least hair-wise.
I don't know. There's a reason he has such a in-depth hair routine.
So yeah, he finds them, and that's pretty much it. Like they're here now. That's why they didn't come help, as opposed to Big Vito last week, where we saw them and they didn't want to help. Yeah,
Steve and Booker are just here late, and that's why they didn't interfere in the ring. We're very mad about this.
Speaking of very mad, let's move on to our next match.
Hell
Big
yeah.
Vito comes out with a mic, and Tony starts announcing something, but stops to cut to the old B-roll sandwich.
Let's go.
Vito then calls out Reno and notes that they have a stickball bat on a pole match.
All right.
Big Vito style. Neighborhood style. What is that?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what does this mean? What does this match imply?
Well, Emily,
I want you to just purely, what does the match that you just announced imply?
All right. Well, normally a stickball bat on a pole match would be, I guess technically it's the first one who gets the weapon down can use it, but it's always been a weird thing of like, all right, if you counter and grab it, you can't use it, like you're going to get DQ'd. That said, the main thing is they're going to use the stickball bat as a weapon.
Sure.
However, are you accounting the fact that this is Big Vito style and or neighborhood style?
See, what does Big Vito style or neighborhood style mean? What does that mean to you?
Only he knows.
But you can't really call that a style of match if only one person knows what kind of style that is.
Well, also the neighborhood knows for one of them.
Call someone in from the neighborhood because I need a rule explanation.
So, yeah, we have a match. But Vito notes the main thing of the match is first guy to get the stick can use it.
Sure.
And as Reno is coming out, Tony Schiavone finally announces the thing he meant to say before the old B-roll sandwich. And it's that Booker is going to referee the main event with Goldberg as the outside enforcer. But that brings us to Big Vito versus Reno with the event.
Reno versus Vino.
The event, Chuck Palumbo. It sounds like I'm burying him every time I say the event, Chuck Palumbo.
Are you not?
Yeah. That's his name.
That's a terrible, terrible name.
Vito hits an arm drag and a leg drop before some mounted punches. Vito hits a diving elbow as commentary notes that Mike Sanders has apparently been suspended for a week for, I guess, the beatdown from the power plant. I'm guessing he had to miss the show for some reason. I don't know.
Mike Sanders is suspended for a week without pay. So now his salary is below average.
Thanks, Mark Madden.
He has zingers sometimes. That was funny.
Vito argues with Chuck Palumbo and then counters a charging Reno, sending him into the ref because, we need to distract the ref in this.
Yeah, is this not an ODQ match? I feel like we need to stop harping on this. This comes up literally every episode, and we're both just like, why is it not an ODQ?
Well, I think the bigger problem is I've never been clear on the DQ implications of a pole match, and the fact that we've seen this fucking many and I'm still confused.
Valid.
But the referee is down. Vito hits a suplex, grabs the stickball bat, drops down from the top rope into a T-bone suplex. Reno then hits a roll of the dice and grabs the stickball bat with the referee still down. Emily, who comes out to make the save for Vito?
Oh, it's good old Johnny the Bull.
Yeah, so I never watching TNA. I don't know if you know this. So in TNA, Johnny the Bull goes on to wrestle as a character named Relic.
How did I not see it coming?
I don't know if you're aware of this, Emily, but Relic is killer spelled backwards.
I literally didn't see that coming.
Well, speaking of things you did see coming,
I'm gonna kill myself.
What is the issue with Johnny the Bull coming out to help Vito, Emily?
They broke up. They've been broken up. They're not a team, and they haven't been friends in a while.
Emily, they were on a break.
We were on a break.
Yeah, so Johnny the Bull comes out with a kendo stick. Like, oh, he's going to help Vito.
Why? You're not friends.
And he does the thing where, let's stand around staring at each other for a full fucking 60 seconds. Sure. With me holding a weapon. Oh, I'm going to swing it. And then Vito gets to his feet. Johnny the Bull hits Vito with the kendo stick. Reno then gets the pin. The stickball bat was not used during the stickball bat on a pole match at any point during the actual match.
Yep.
Well, now the actual match over, we can get to the post-match. Because Vito, gets up and takes everybody out with the kendo stick.
The way that this shot is framed, it's a mob of people in the center of the ring with Vito beating them all down with the kendo stick. The stickball bat is just outside the mob. It is just laying there untouched.
Yeah. The other natural-born thrillers come out. Vito almost fights them off, but the numbers game to get to him, and they work him over with a weapon.
Gee, if only he had a stick.
Which weapon do they work him over with, Emily?
The fucking kendo stick.
They then do the Spear Squad finisher, and that's the segment. I'm like, what was the point of the stickball bat?
I really don't know. It just sat outside of all of the action for the entirety of the match.
I feel obligated to ask you, how does this compare to the Nigerian Drum? Because this one, they actually teased you and then went, nah. This one felt more like a middle finger to the original stipulation as opposed to not acknowledging it.
No, honestly, I think that the Nigerian Drum Match is still worse than this. What pay-per-view was that from?
WrestleMania 37.
That was a WrestleMania match?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
They put that match on WrestleMania?
Yep. Big E versus Apollo Crews with Commander Aziz.
Listen, we talk about the Nigerian Drum Match a lot, but sometimes maybe not enough. The Nigerian Drum Match, for those who may not have been paying attention because it's a fucking terrible match, and apparently WrestleMania 37, Jesus
from
Christ.
4 years ago.
The match was the two wrestlers in the ring surrounded by just drums. You would assume that maybe they'd use the drum in the match or as a weapon or even as an entertainment. Somebody would come out and bang on the drum one time.
Donkey Konga style.
Anything. Literally anything. Not
Big Vito style. Neighborhood style.
Neighborhood style. Not one drum was even caressed during that whole match. This match, at least they touched the stick. The match was stickball bat on a pole. The stickball bat was indeed on a pole. They did retrieve the stickball bat from the pole. That did happen.
But they brought out an identical weapon. Imagine in the Nigerian Drum Match if they're like, I'm going to guitar this guy.
That would piss me off. But
yeah, this is the same thing.
However, in the Nigerian Drum Match, if they had come out... now I'm picturing what this match could have been. If somebody had come out with a different drum and used that drum,
It's
10 out of 10 no notes. I would have loved it.
It's an American drum.
I would have loved that. I would have thought that was hilarious. I think it's really just the vibe that goes into the match that depends on how the match is perceived. The Nigerian Drum Match was sloughed off as like a nothing burger. It could have been great. They could have made it fun. This was a different version of that. I don't think it's better. It's not worse. They adhered to what the actual match was supposed to be. A stickball bat was on a pole. It was retrieved, and it was retrieved. The end.
No, the thing is, whoever retrieves it can use it as a weapon. It was never. It wasn't.
But
like,
they can. They don't have to. They can. They don't have to. There is no rule that says you absolutely must use the bat as a weapon. I'm not wrong.
Backstage, the cat wants security, and then we get Booker T and Steve Borden coming in. They go off to go find the non-WO, and they like, all right, Miss Jones, you stay here. I'm like, that's going to lead to something.
Nope.
This is the like anti-Chekhov's gun episode.
Steve and Booker yelling with the cat. They're just yelling at each other. No substance. Words were said, but sentences were not. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, there was no substance to these sentences.
Then see Tori Wilson getting ready for her match with Medusa,
Hell
which was your cue, like, oh shit.
Medusa's back.
Yeah. I watched Thunder. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you didn't tell me that part.
Then get Booker, Cat, and Sting confronting Scott Steiner, Kevin Nash, and Jeff Jarrett in their locker room, and like I think Cat has like a crowbar, and they threaten violence, but Kevin Nash and them just give in so easily. I'm like, oh wow, you made them look like a bunch of bitches really quick.
Kevin Nash is just trying to keep the peace.
Yeah, he is also wearing a Scott Hall shirt.
Are y'all friends or something?
You know, it didn't click until later. So, I just want to back up a little bit. So, what was the last pay-per-view we watched?
Oh, Bash of the Beach.
Do you remember what Kevin Nash was doing at Bash of the Beach?
Fighting Russo?
He was fighting Goldberg. For the contract of Scott Hall. Do you remember who turned on him, costing him that match? Scott Steiner.
Oh, yeah.
And Nash is still fucking wearing the Scott Hall shirts. What the fuck are we doing, gang? I don't know why. He's been with him for a few weeks, but I'm like, I don't know why this is the moment it clicked that I'm like, why are you guys good? You guys were literally feuding.
You know, who cares?
Yeah.
That. Who fucking cares? I hardly remember it. We sit here and talk about it for 2 hours every week. Like, I barely even remember that swerve. That was, like, so in the past to the point where, like, Kevin Nash doesn't give a fuck that happened. He just saw a guy named Scott and was like, that's my guy. Like,
he's wearing a Scott Hall shirt. Clearly wants to bring him back. Hey, bud, why is Scott Hall not here? Maybe the fucking guy next to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think of Kevin Nash as somebody who really adheres to storylines in kayfabe, though.
Oh, he's the puppet master, Emily.
Is he?
So, yeah, the heels cave really quickly. Yeah, you're running the show. We'll do our match. Nash has a plan we'll get to in a little bit. Elsewhere backstage, we get Pamela Paulshock with a very different looking Medusa.
She doesn't look like Medusa.
Yeah.
She looks like a Lunder Blaze.
She's also in a different outfit than the match she's going to wrestle in 30 seconds here, so.
Yeah, I assume that this was a pre-tape and this was recorded a while ago.
Just have somebody say, hey, earlier today, you're presenting it as live.
No, they're not, though. This is where you get very frustrated by this and then I don't. So, with this sort of stuff, when it's like a backstage segment leading into a match, you've pointed out a couple of times, like, oh, they're not wearing the same outfit. If it was like, we're catching Medusa before she goes to the ring to do her match, then I'd be pissed with you. If it was Pamela being like, oh, Medusa, wait 1 second before you go, talk to me real quick. And then she's like, okay, I gotta go to the ring. And she was in a different outfit. Yeah, sure. She's not that. She's very stationary in this setting. She's not rushing off to go do the match. She very much has, like, perceived time between this segment and going and getting changed and then going to the ring. Yes, it's not done in the timeline of what you're watching on a screen, but it was never implied to be. Okay,
that's somewhat of a fair point. However, give me one example of any time it has actually been clearly indicated it is earlier today on these interviews.
Maybe it always is. Maybe it's just implied across the board that it always is.
Half the time these interviews get interrupted by somebody based on something that happened earlier in the night. So you can't claim that.
But, like, they're never rushing to the ring. Like, I'm thinking of, like, WrestleMania 1 and 2 where that guy who just looks fucking terrified to be alive.
Lord Alfred Hayes.
Yes. Is on the ramp grabbing people as they're walking to or from the ring and be like, no, talk to me. That you can't deny. They're right on the way. You can't cut that.
I think you're also thinking of, I think it was last week or so, where Mike Sanders was in the ring and then they did a backstage segment in a different shirt. Like, yeah, that's you guys fucking up. Like, they fucked this up.
I don't know that it's a fuck up. Maybe it's a mistake. It's not an unforgivable continuity error.
No, it's just a lack of effort.
It's a very easily explainable continuity error.
I think it's just lack of effort. However, she has a promo here. She has a problem with Tori. It's basically she's not a trained wrestler, and every time we try to make her do some sort of training, she pukes. And
I mean, valid on Medusa's part. Give me a wrestler that's worth my fucking weight.
But yeah, that brings us to Tori Wilson versus Medusa.
Let's go.
We talked a lot about Medusa's outfit. She is in like borderline Lance Storm cosplay here. Because she's in like the boxer brief kind of shorts and like chaps over it.
Yeah, they're assless chaps.
Yeah, it's just the pants didn't seem conducive for the wrestling. She's also barefoot, which I think is just her style at the time.
The pants that she's wearing, Shawn Michaels wears that exact same style of pants in WrestleMania 20. They're assless chaps.
Yeah, he takes them off to wrestle though.
Sure, maybe she doesn't do that, but they're the exact same kind of pant.
Yeah.
You can't be like, I don't know what kind of pants these are. Fucking Shawn Michaels wears them.
Point being, Shawn is wearing long tights underneath. That was the weird thing of it for me.
So is she.
She's wearing no. You can see her.
Is she wearing just undies?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I missed that.
Yeah, I was saying she's wearing like the boy short kind of trunks.
They're assless chaps.
Medusa pulls Tori in the ring, works her over with strikes. Medusa hits a suplex, and Shane Douglas runs in.
Sure.
Not a DQ yet. I want to note that.
Yet.
Because Medusa holds her own, and then Douglas dodges, doesn't even hit her, dodges a missile dropkick. And the ref's like, oh, wow, that's a DQ. No, I gotta, like, yeah? That's the point?
It was the intent to include him in the match, I guess.
Douglas then hits a franchiser on the ref right after, and a nice belly-to-belly of Medusa. They both kind of did that like a champ. Douglas then locks in an STF, and Tori taunts her on the mic as Shane Douglas introduces our word of the day, which is bitch.
Was that our word of the day?
He calls her a bitch like 5 times.
That's not new, though. I mean, Shane Douglas is not one to keep his mouth shut.
Well, Medusa, I think, picks up on this because she also calls like Tori a bitch at some point, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he has her in STF. And a line I know gets him in trouble. Mark Madden notes that, oh, the STF was a move invented by Lou Thez, a man known for beating up women.
Ugh.
1, I don't think that's true, but 2, I know that gets him in trouble.
Yeah, I believe that. Yikes.
We then get Billy Kidman coming out to make the save, and commentary's like, yeah, we haven't seen him in a while. I'm like, yeah, I guess we haven't.
Have we not?
I think we saw him backstage maybe a little after New Blood Rising, but he's recovering from his throat injury, so yeah, he's not been wrestling.
Okay.
They say we haven't seen him since he got hung, and it's like, well, he did wrestle an actual fucking pay-per-view match after that, so not the most accurate, but it's been a couple weeks.
But he's essentially here to defend Medusa from Shane. I don't know that Medusa needed his help.
She was in a submission move with no escape. I'd like
maybe kick him out, but he did not need to like get face to face with Shane. Like Medusa can hold her own.
Well, Shane and Kidman have a pay-per-view match on this Sunday, the Pittsburgh Plunge Scaffold match.
Sure, add as many stipulations as you want. It's not gonna fucking matter.
You have to do a Pittsburgh Plunge like move off the scaffold, or you lose.
Everybody has to go do the polar bear plunge in Pittsburgh before the match.
So Kidman clears off Shane Douglas and Tori Wilson. Medusa then grabs a mic to tell the heels to get their asses back to the ring. Medusa wants the women to be added to the match, and Shane Douglas calls her a bitch a few more times and then agrees. So we now have a mixed tag scaffold match for the pay-per-view. Kidman's music plays, and Medusa does not take the hint and keeps cutting a promo.
Yeah.
And we cut away, and we just fade her down.
She just keeps going. I imagine the people that were in the arena got a lot more words out of her than we'll ever get.
I don't even know if they did. I wonder if they just
They might have cut her mic, but it didn't seem like they did.
So yeah, we now have a tag team scaffold match, which this feels like a long-built feud, and Medusa being added is kind of strange at this point.
It makes the match a little bit more interesting, because quite honestly, I don't care about Kidman versus Douglas again. But the two women being included might bring a little bit of intrigue to it.
Well, somebody has to take the big-ass bump. That's the whole point of that match, so we'll see. But 4 people up on the high rise might be messy.
And I don't see any of those 4 being willing to take that bump.
Okay. Just because there's no real other time for us to talk about it. I want to talk about WrestleMania 20.
Okay.
And Billy Kidman. And how Billy Kidman does a terrifying shooting star press.
It's really bad.
It is.
It's really scary.
Because I'm like, would Kidman take that bump? But I'm picturing him doing a shooting star press off the scaffold and just like somehow lands still at the top of the riser, not even through off the scaffolding. This
poor man forgot how to rotate his body.
Yeah.
He used to be so good at this move, and it used to be so beautiful. Yeah, back like early, yeah. It was a good move.
Even I was like,
you only winced early on because you knew what it became.
But here's the thing. It wasn't like it was crisp early on. It was
still effective.
He was still doing the same, I'm jumping off one foot and only getting the rotation that way.
I disagree. I think that you are putting your future bias into his past. Like, he used to be able to do it, and I don't know what happened, but he just lost the rotation ability in his body.
Yeah, he hasn't done one in WCW in a while. Right?
Yeah, there's a reason, I think. I think he's got the yips. I think he scared himself.
I have a hunch once he goes back down the card, it's going to come back.
You think?
I think it's the big names don't want to take it, and it's like, oh, once I'm back to the cruiserweight division, I can do this all I want.
Is there even a cruiserweight division for him to go back to?
Yeah, you got Queewee's going to fucking complain?
Oh, Jesus.
Let's go backstage. Crowbar is helping David Flair get ready, and Stacy Keibler's getting ready with her mom, and Jimmy Hart comes in to give Stacy a registered letter.
Yeah, what is this timing? Like, bad timing, Jim. Do you think Jimmy knew what was in the letter?
Oh, potentially, because this letter is not sealed when she opens it later.
Oh.
However, maybe it's just a 2000s thing. I don't know why it being a registered letter matters so much.
I think it just means it's official. It's like an official government or whatever letter.
Yeah, I guess it's been to just insinuate
it's certified
importance.
Mail. Yeah.
Backstage, a limo arrives and a multicolor bus, which admittedly, I'd say it shows my age, but it just shows the lack of that. I had to look up what the fuck this was because they're like, oh, this is a reference to something. It's the Partridge Family bus.
This was very clearly an homage, but yeah, we're not old enough to know what the Partridge Family is.
Yeah, it's a 70s thing.
Sure.
So it's a thing from probably 25 years before this.
Yeah.
So Mike Awesome is in the Partridge Family bus. He's in full that 70s guy attire, and it just makes me sad.
It is quite sad. It's hard to watch. I never liked Mike Awesome, but I know you liked him, so it's sad for you.
You know it's bad when you're like, I never liked the guy, but woof.
Yeah, it's bad. Like, what was going on in that meeting when they pitched this?
Mike Awesome thought it was because he's related to Hulk Hogan.
Draw me the line.
Fuck Hulk Hogan, so fuck Mike Awesome. Here's a shit gimmick.
Oh.
I don't agree with that personally, but what it is what's a popular show right now? That 70s show.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. That's the whole joke.
Okay.
We then go elsewhere backstage. Scott Steiner's just throwing a strop with Kevin Nash. And I can't tell you what he said because I don't know that I got half of what the fuck Scott Steiner said. He's just yelling and something, fucking Jimmy Buffett wearing sandals over here. I gotta calm down. I can't calm down. I'm 3 deep. 3 deep of what?
3 deep of what did you have? And why are you comparing Kevin Nash to Jimmy Buffett?
Because he's so relaxed.
I mean...
Yeah, Nash is chill because he's like, let's just do the fucking finger poke of doom.
Yeah, we got some changes in latitude, changes in attitudes.
Steiner
have a cheeseburger in paradise with a Margaritaville.
Scott Steiner does not seem thrilled about the finger poke of doom. And they treat this like Scott Steiner is stupid. But frankly, commentary is stupid. Because they're like, oh, they want to do a finger poke. And Scott Steiner's like, oh, I lay down.
Yeah.
And Connor's like, oh, he's not getting it. It's like, no, he gets it. He doesn't want to be the one to do it.
Well, here's the thing about Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner is he has a short fuse. He's got a high temper.
Yeah.
And you just don't know where you're going to go when that volcano blows. Yeah. He is the son of a sailor.
You're doing so many Jimmy Buffett references. It's almost like it's like a relic to him. And I'm like, I don't know if you're aware of this.
Fuck you.
The segment with Nash and Steiner ends with Nash just like looking at the camera going, basically, can you believe this guy? And going, I'm going to turn off the monitor so that we can talk about this. That is relevant for later.
What does that even like imply?
They got to focus? I don't know, but the monitor being off will come up in a match. Which I
have one more.
I kind of admire they set it up. Go ahead. Fucking.
I have one more. What do you think Scott Steiner said to Medesha after this?
Why don't we get drunk and screw?
And it's Monday, so maybe he comes on Monday. It'll be all right.
And that's going to do it for part 1 of this episode. Sorry, folks. We're going to...
I was raised in a Jimmy Buffett household. I got all the songs in my head. I got Vince to the left, Vince to the right, you know? I'm having fun.
So with the monitor off, Nash and Steiner won't be able to see. Our next match is Jeff Jarrett versus Miss Jones with the cat.
I think it's okay that they can't see it. I don't think anybody needs to see this.
Jarrett has a mic and asks, what are these broads thinking?
These broads.
Jarrett says he's not chauvinistic. He just likes embarrassing women.
I'm not chauvinistic. I just hate women. God.
Miss Jones and the cat come out. Cat handcuffs Jarrett, hits him with a mic. Miss Jones stops him and tells the cat to go to the back. I have spoken.
Atta girl.
I liked her using his catchphrase.
Yeah. I like Mrs. Jones.
So notably, Jarrett is handcuffed in front of himself as opposed to behind his back.
Yeah, so that's not what he said that he would do.
No, actually, he did say, I'll be handcuffed. He never said behind his back.
Okay.
It's just, that's kind of the assumption when you get handcuffed. Miss Jones hits a snapmare and then kicks and throws Jarrett around ringside. I was like, oh shit, girl.
Commentary gets pissed here because they
well,
yell.
Mark Madden does. Don't rope Tony Schiavone and Jerry Borash in with this.
Mark Madden yells then, this isn't fair. She knows what she's doing. So that makes it exactly fair.
Sure, she didn't look bad.
She looked great. It's an 100% fair match because she does know what she's doing, and that's a guy.
Well, see, the thing, she didn't look bad, and then I have to go to our next spot. So, you know the spot.
This isn't on her. This is not on her.
I don't know who this is on.
I think this is on Jarrett.
Or the ref. I don't know. But they're going for the spot of she goes to kick Jarrett, and Jarrett pulls the ref in the way, and so she kicks the ref. That's what they're going for. The ref doesn't move.
So maybe it's on the ref. I sincerely do not think it's on Miss Jones.
She just lines up on the ref, and Jarrett like kind of moves behind the ref as she's going for the kick, but he does not move at all. So Miss Jones just kicks the ref in the dick, and then low blows Jarrett. She grabs Jarrett's guitar. Jarrett kicks her in the stomach, and then guitars the bejesus out of her for the win. So the handcuff guy beat the woman.
The fucking pop that came out of this.
Yeah.
Even in handcuffs, he can beat up a woman. That is a direct verbatim quote from Mark fucking Madden.
Commentary chastises Jarrett for winning the way he did. I'm like, he is handcuffed.
He's handcuffed, but he won, and he beat up a woman.
But also, like, they chastise him despite the fact that Miss Jones went for a guitar shot.
She did.
The same move. Like, oh, this fucking man, you're to win that way. She would have.
Don't win like a man.
So Jarrett then grabs a chair, and I was really curious how he was going to swing this with his hands handcuffed, but unfortunately, that 70s guy comes out, and they refer to him as that 70s guy. So
what do you mean, unfortunately? He's her hero.
I just wanted to see how Jarrett was going to swing a chair with wrists only like 6 inches per.
The daintiest little whack. We have a chair in the podcast room. You can try it.
Awesome hits a diving clothesline. Jarrett bails to the back. And commentary has to note that, like, well, why aren't Nash and Steiner coming out? Oh, because they turned off the monitor. But why aren't Nash and Steiner coming out? I just said.
Because they turned off the monitor. Yeah.
By the way, that's my issue with the continuity of WCW. They'll be like, oh, well, we need an explanation for the stupidest of things where Mike Awesome was out there for 20 seconds. Well, we got to give a reason on why Scott Steiner and Kevin Nash weren't out there. But everything else, nah, it's fine.
Yeah, because they're heroes. You expect the heroes.
Thoughts on this match?
Bad, but not as bad as the last quote-unquote women's match.
Yeah, Miss Jones, like...
call that a women's match. Mrs. Jones looks good.
Yeah.
She looks actually really good. Looks like she's actually been training. I have faith that if she were to be put into a wrestling match, she could hold her own pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know that she goes on to kind of be anyone or anything, but like, yeah, I did her moves and I went, okay, like you have coordination. This is not bad.
Yeah.
Backstage, Kevin Nash is now drawing a diagram for him and Steiner, and like, this is mostly just him drawing various versions of penises.
It is not penises.
Well, the hand that comes off Scott Steiner is at dick level, and it's like, wait,
It's
you
at
got
dick level, but it does not look phallic.
no, but it's also like, wait a minute, you got 3 legs. Yeah.
That was a dick joke. It's all stick figures.
Yeah.
It's Kevin Nash drawing stick figures of how he's gonna poke Scott Steiner and make him lay down.
Yeah, I could see you getting charmed by this.
I loved this.
Because Kevin Nash is like, I pin you, 1, 2, 3, doing the freak out noise. Steiner's like, well, wait a minute, why can't I do that again?
That was really cute.
Just
I thought this was very
two
charming,
fucking
right?
children.
Oh god.
And then post-commercial, Jarrett comes in to be like, what the fuck, guys? It's like, oh, well, you know, Steiner doesn't want to do the job. And Jarrett's like, oh, well, this sucks.
Jesus.
Back to the ring. We get Jim Duggan coming out with an American flag and a 2x4. We haven't seen him in a long while.
It has been a minute.
Because we actually noted he got released.
Did he actually get released, like, officially?
Yeah, I mean, a couple guys got released and then they brought them back. And I guess Duggan's one of them. So this is a very face promo by Duggan here.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all he does is face promos.
He thanks the fans, talks about his battle with cancer, and notes the last few weeks he's realized there's one opponent who no man can beat, Father Time.
Oh, ain't that the truth, Jimothy?
Thank God he's still alive. This would be fucking depressing.
Yeah, right? If he was dead, oh my God.
It's one of the, oh God, how many in Legends House now? It's like half or less? I think it's half.
It's gotta be half.
Yeah, because him, Jimmy Hart, Hillbilly, all the Jims are doing great.
Yeah.
Jim and Tony.
Oh, Tony Atlas. I was like, what Tony was in Legends House?
But yeah, he's too fine. But he is here to announce his retirement from professional wrestling. And he says he's looking for someone to hand the flag over to, and he's picked General Hugh G. Rection.
Does he says General Rection.
Yeah.
I don't like Jim Duggan saying Hugh G. Rection.
Well, he also is like, I want to pick somebody young, and I'm like, fucking Bill DeMott is debating retirement at this point.
Bill DeMott, that was
Yeah.
his name. I could not think of his actual name.
Yeah.
No, he says that he wants to find somebody who is young, strong, tough, and all-American.
Yeah, again.
So fuck you, Lance Storm.
Well, DeMott is debating hanging it up at this point.
DeMott debates. He is young, though.
Yeah, I guess DeMott's 34 at this point. So yeah,
Yeah, that's not that
yeah.
old. Not young, per se, but not old.
So, Hugh G. Rection comes out, Duggan salutes him.
Just call him Hugh Morris. He's getting this cute little honor. Don't call him Hugh Direction.
He salutes Rection, hands him the flag. Stop. This tender moment is interrupted by the Canadian Lance Storm and Major Guns in a Canadian top.
Before we get into this is actually a very wholesome and nice moment for Hugh Morris. Or Bill DeMott, whoever you want to call this. It was actually very nice. And if this is sincere in how Jim Duggan wants to retire and pass the torch, I think that this is nice. I think that Hugh Morris takes this, don't look at me like that.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
He doesn't fucking retire, does he?
Well, he definitely wrestles in WWE in the future. But
I fucking believed it for a second. I didn't think that Jim Duggan would lie to me.
well, you know he does, because he does the thing with Eugene, where Eugene turns heel on him.
Is that really like a return, though, or is that just a cameo?
No,
like,
he's back full time. He's yeah.
Oh, I thought that was just like a one-off cameo.
Oh, he's fucking. I mean, I'd say he's great, but he does the whole Jim Duggan thing. Like,
is he cleaning toilets?
No, like the whole 2x4 USA. Like,
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, Lance Storm, Major Guns come out. Storm says no one gives a damn about Duggan or his country. Yeah, the Canadian-US stuff is just hitting fun lately.
it's hitting different.
Me and my Montreal Expos hat are just enjoying the show.
Does it kind of hurt knowing that the Montreal Expos became the Washington, D.C. team? Like, you could not be closer to the political center of everything.
Storm says they have a match on Sunday, but he can kick Rection's ass for fun. Yeah, we have a match, because Storm attacks Rection from behind, and the bell rings, and I'm like, oh, non-title match, Hugh G. Rection versus Lance Storm. Duggan joins commentary and is like, I don't know how good I'm going to be because I'm emotional. USA! Man has one move, and
He's
it always works.
It does. It always hits. Meanwhile, Mark Madden calls Major Guns a trollop.
They want to use Jezebel, but that word is trademarked.
Trollop's a good word, though.
So speaking of Major Guns, apparently she's on the fucking line on Sunday. What?
Pardon?
So General Rection is getting a title shot, and additionally, he's getting another thing potentially he wants. Like, there's not a trade-off. It's
all
just...
or nothing, brother.
But, like, Lance Storm already has it all. All or nothing implies you're giving up multiple things.
Yeah.
Storm throws Rection to the outside into the barricade. Rection then works Storm over against the guardrail, and Rection counters an apron suplex, but Storm lands on his feet, hits a complicated spinning neck breaker, because I thought Rection hit the move, and clearly so does Major Guns, because she cheers.
She's like, yeah! Wait, no.
But yeah, Lance Storm goes to the pin. I'm like, okay, that move happened to him, I guess.
It was very complex, but look cool.
Yeah. Rection counters a diving dropkick into a sit-out powerbomb, and Lance Storm dodges a moonsault that I can never remember the new name for, because it was the No Laughing Matter, and I cannot remember what the MIA name for the move is. They said it like the last week or two.
They definitely did. It's something stupid.
Yeah. Storm locks in a Canadian Maple Leaf. The ref gets right in Rection's face. Rection's arm is under the ropes 6 inches from referee Mickey James' face. So
He's
Hacksaw
like,
has
no.
Well, Hacksaw has to come over and be like, hey, look at his arm. Like, whoa, he's under the ropes. I'm like, dude, you got to do better, man.
We have taken it into hiring blind referees. It's part of our inclusivity program. We want to provide jobs.
Whoa.
For...
DEI? What is this, Canada?
Yeah.
Duggan points out Rection's arm. Lance Storm then decks Duggan at ringside, so Duggan hits Storm off the top rope with his 2x4 into a power slam midair by Rection, giving General Rection the non-title win.
Woo, yo, sir.
They tried to have the ref not see the 2x4 shot, but it was so sloppily done. It was like, oh no, I'm distracted by Hugh G. Rection's back? Like,
sure. He's so muscular.
And I think Jim Duggan, I don't know whether this was just like a shoot like, whoa, or what. The MIA come in to celebrate, and Duggan like has the 2x4. He's like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, oh, okay,
it's you. Friends.
Yeah, I think it's just like that being ready for like plans to change at any moment.
Yeah, no, it's a reflex at this point.
So MIA celebrate with Rection and Duggan. We have a new All-American hero.
Woo!
The blood is flowing through Hugh G. Rection's veins.
Ew. Which veins?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would not. Anyway.
Brief thoughts on this match?
I thought that the moment was lovely. The rest of it did not need to happen.
I thought it was fine. It was nothing offensive.
No, it was not offensive. It was fine, I guess.
Giving the challenger a non-title win right before the pay-per-view kind of makes you think that, okay, well, you got your one.
True.
Backstage, Stacy Keibler finally reads the registered letter she got and is shocked.
She goes, oh no.
Yeah, I did know. I'm like, okay, it wasn't sealed. Like, it was just like folded in. So I know this doesn't lead to anything, but someone could have meddled with it.
I think that it was just for production so that they didn't have to worry about her fucking up the opening of the letter. They could potentially do multiple takes.
Yeah.
But the second she opened this and had that reaction, I was like, oh, this wedding's not going through, is it? I personally thought that was, and I still might be right. We'll literally never know. I think that these are paternity tests for her baby.
I think that's the implication.
And the baby is not David's.
Well, swerve. Spoilers.
That's my prediction.
Commentary sets up the wedding, and Mark Madden points out all of the marriages in WCW that have not gone great, including Randy and Liz, Mongo and Deborah, which just felt like a low blow considering neither one's at the company anymore.
Yeah.
And then Kevin and Nancy, which I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that did not go well. You're right.
We then see Crowbar and Daphne are already in the ring.
Crowbar looks so proud. He's just so happy.
Him and his fucking top hat.
He looks so dapper and just happy. This man is just a beam of sunlight. I fucking love Crowbar.
We then get bridesmaid Nitro Girl Baby coming out to the ring with Mark Madden perving on her.
Of course.
As does David Flair.
Wait, David Flair also pervs on Baby?
No, he comes out to the ring.
That's why you said that.
Stacy Keibler comes out to the ring with her parents, and just her getting in the ring with a dress, and like that slit is high for those ropes.
High. But we got a Baltimore shout out, Mr. and Mrs. Gary Keibler from Baltimore.
The fucking priest looks like a heel here. It does not play into anything, but I'm like, this is a local wrestler is a fucking heel.
Oh, for sure.
David Flair grabs the mic before they start and says he has a few things to get off his chest. You know how weddings go.
You know how you give a little speech before the wedding starts? You did that, right?
He asks Arn Anderson to come out to the ring. Arn comes out, has some advice for David.
Do you want to go through the advice, or do you want me to go through the advice?
Well, I thought it was all pretty good advice.
So I'm going to go through it.
Yeah. Well, he also starts by going, I have some advice just for David. So, Stacey, talk to your mom or something. I know it wasn't meant to be a callback, but when he's like, talk to your mom or something, I just thought back to Tori Wilson's, why don't you go hang out with your dad or something?
No. So Arn gives David 3 pieces of advice. The first one is, there's going to be times that your buddies want you to go out to a party or go out drinking, and you're going to feel inclined to like say no, or you're going to want to go like go talk to your wife about it. It's easier to get forgiveness than permission. There is no shame. Go have the drinks.
Amen, brother.
No. Incorrect. Piece number 2. From the wedding, you're going to get a lot of cash. You're going to get a lot of cash and gifts and just, excitement for your future. Pocket it. Hide it from your wife. You're going to need it later.
And why is that, Emily?
Number 3. Your wife is going to get mad at you. She's going to think that you're being a piece of shit. The second she starts turning on you, take that cash and run.
Well, things are getting heated. They might even, quote, get a little domestic. I'm like, oh, God.
Take all that money that you pocketed and run for your life. Marriage.
Yeah, it's take the money and run for your life.
Yep, that's marriage.
Other than that, seems like a sweet girl. Have fun, bud. David thanks Arn and says there's one more person to bring out. His best man, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair doing his best David Flair cosplay.
My exact note. Oh no, honey. He has David's haircut.
He really does. He has his hair short because he got his head shaved a couple weeks ago.
But it's just like the way it's spiked.
Yeah,
I'm like,
spiked.
Oh God. Just looking like discount boy band here.
Yeah, it is pretty bad.
Rick gets to the ring, kisses Stacey's hand, and we already have Daphne making faces at him.
I totally missed the faces, but she's behind and just, doing her Daphne thing.
Rick grabs a mic, and he's just like, I'm so happy we have the family back together. Dude, you're Ric Flair. What the fuck, my guy?
Be Ric Flair for a second.
Stop being a Richard.
No one asked for Richard Flair to be here. We want Ric Flair.
So yeah, the family's life back together. He's proud of David. It's not about wrestling. It's about the wedding. Priest starts going, and we actually get the audio of these guys for a second beforehand, but you don't know what the hell it is. It is 2 guys in suits and 6 policemen come out to the ring, and I think he's like laved up because they have him with audio.
Yeah.
Like, but even though Jeremy Borash is like, I'm going to get into the ring to see what the hell's happening.
Mic, yeah.
But like, he's mic'd. I guess the detective or whoever is like, all right, well, we're here to arrest Ric Flair since Vince Russo apparently filed a restraining order against Flair, so you can't come within 100 feet of the building. Didn't he have brain surgery?
He was literally under brain surgery long ago.
Sorry, he is in somewhat stable yet near critical condition. So.
That's true. So maybe he made this in his stable conditions. But my question is maybe one of legal nature.
I don't know the answer to the question.
I'm going to ask the world. Can you be convicted for violating a restraining order that you were not aware was in place?
I guess it'd be served first, I would assume.
I don't know. I've never been told that there's a restraining order against me.
This whole thing gets fucking dragged out.
This is very long, yeah.
Because one of the players like, I could run for governor of this state. I would do. Yeah. So Daphne's still making faces in the background of all this. Bless her.
Missed it.
They start escorting Flair away, and we get chance of bullshit.
Classic.
You have killed Charlotte, my guys. Like
North Carolina, not the woman.
Yes, sorry, yeah. You've killed the town. We're already in a smaller arena, apparently. Because I was looking,
really?
I'm like, oh, do they come back to this? And it's like, oh, we've already downgraded arenas because all the other shows have been somewhere bigger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So we've already downgraded, and now the one thing people were into, and the reason this show got got the ratings pop.
Not even worth it.
Oh, you were excited for that? You fucking idiot.
Fuck you. Ugh.
I'm realizing how much WCW is booked like big dog Roman Reigns.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's just antagonistic of like, oh, you like this, you fucking idiot? Wow.
Yes.
Go die.
Yes, that. I think that's why you and I get so frustrated at the Roman Reigns stands on Twitter. It's just like, you think that you're better because you like something that's like very in.
Different times.
I know it's different times, but it's still the same feeling.
No, people who were into head of the table Roman Reigns kind of things, it's the same people who would have been into the NWO in 97. Anyway, we then get Stacy running to the back, maybe chasing after him. We go to commercial, and it's like, oh, okay, what's going on at the wedding? And we come back. Ric Flair is being put into a plain white vehicle.
An unmarked cop car, if you will.
Don't call it a cop car.
It's the police.
And it's like, all right, are we still doing the wedding? And we then get a soundbite I know has been played to death, and I won't bother pulling it up here, but Tony Schiavone with the Vince Russo has struck again.
What the fuck? Oh, this outlandish vaudeville of Russo's.
I think Marty Madden used the phrase here. Like, enough of that outlandish vaudeville. Let's go to the fucking brain surgery bullshit. And
yeah, we get a little bit of B-roll of all of Vince Russo's concussions.
Get a B-roll sandwich.
It's not a B-roll sandwich.
Well, it's 3. It's a B-roll club sandwich. Jesus. Yeah, we see the 3 concussions. The first one seems to be a Ric Flair knee drop. Next one is Vito hitting Russo with a stickball bat. And the third one is when we kind of noted it's the cat kicking Russo in the head, even though he's wearing a helmet during War Games.
Yeah.
Tony then throws to the brain surgery, and holy shit, I think I blacked out here.
Was it even really footage of a brain surgery?
All right, so it's 90% a doctor or actor reading off cue cards, talking about we had to do these surgeries. Apparently, there's some footage of like, oh, just see this. Like, we don't see it as Russo or anything. It's just medical footage. And like, oh, the recovery time is 2 to 5 months because, you know, he's not an athlete, so he doesn't have the like tolerance for whatever. And I'm just like, holy fuck, I do not care.
Literally nobody cares. I don't even think that the people who are speaking in this segment are buying it.
Yeah, you can almost see when he runs out of the cue card because that's when he kind of goes with the
yeah,
like he's just stalling for the next one to come out.
He's like, wait for the next one. Fuck. No, it's pretty fucking lame. They're saying like, oh, he had a brain clot. He's undergone multiple surgeries. Like 2 to 5 months of recovery. I'm like, he's gonna fucking be here tonight, isn't he?
Well, it doesn't help that immediately like Tony Schiavone's going, yeah, I don't buy it.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
same.
Rightfully so, but like, don't do the segment then.
Right.
Just have Mark Madden being like, he had brain surgery. Don't hire an actor. You're cutting down on costs. You fucking hire this guy.
Right. I don't think this guy cost them very much, but neither here nor there.
Well, despite Russo being in near critical yet semi-stable condition, he has apparently booked our next match. Cat didn't feel the need to cancel this or anything.
No, it was in a state of lucidity.
It's Sting in a handicap match against the Harris brothers, and this is a chain match.
It's a chain match? I missed that stipulation.
Well, that's where they come out with the chains. It's like,
I figured, but like, well, no, I didn't figure. I figured there was like a reason, but I didn't think it was a chains match.
Yeah. So Sting makes his entrance, and it opens with his like ridiculous entrance video because it just cuts to a still image of him for like a good 6 seconds, and then not that theme, but
I like it.
Harris brothers come out with the chains. Sting fights off both men easily, hits a double dropkick. Tony Schiavone notes that Russo booked this match here. Sting hits a stinger splash, locks in a scorpion deathlock, and it's like, oh fuck, he would absolutely win here.
Yeah.
Until one Harris brother breaks up with a chain, and then that's their first offense of the match. They keep using the chains on Sting until Chronic run out with chains as well. Chronic take out the Harris brothers. Sting lays unconscious on the mat. Chronic takes out the Harris brothers enough to then pull Sting on top, and Sting beats the Harris brothers, and we immediately cut away.
This was a quick nothing squash burger match.
Just what the fuck, guys?
It was stupid. This was a time filler, if anything.
We keep trying to cram so much fucking story into this Chronic Harris brothers match, and I'm like, guys,
who cares?
I don't care.
I don't want to see Chronic versus the Nazis. I've seen it enough. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't care. I don't give a fuck who wins between these two.
Well, they have a chains match on Sunday too.
Okay. I wish we were back in the day that we could fast forward through matches.
We can go backstage. Jeff Jarrett is talking with Scott Steiner. Steiner is not willing to go along with the finger poke plan.
Yeah, Steiner just yells.
We then get Stacy Keibler pacing in her dressing room. David comes in. He's like, I set everything back up. When? When did you do this, David? David, there was a match.
Also, how? Because there was a massive ass balloon arch. There was a whole aisle. There was decor up and down the aisle. There was a match like 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like, yes, there was a match, and then we saw Jeff Jarrett talking to Steiner, and he went, "I was just go with the plan."
Yeah.
And then I set everything back up. What?
It's ready for you. How?
Again, a thing of, yeah, they probably pre-taped this. It's like, you gotta work that out, guys.
Yeah. See, this I can say, like, this was a fuck up. This is a timing, logistics fuck up.
Well, the other thing is, Stacey then says, let's do it another time. David's like, let's do it tonight. Then they go to commercial. Because as they went to commercial, yeah.
There might have been some time during the commercial.
Back from commercial, there are 2 plants and a podium back in the ring with David, Arn Anderson, and the priest. The archway is still up on the entranceway. Stacey and her parents come back out.
Stacey now looks really pissed.
Yeah.
She looks angry.
Priest restarts the wedding, speeding through his lines. They call for any objections. And who objects, Emily?
Stacey does. She
Swerve.
raises her hand.
Stacey then tries to grab the mic, but can't figure out the mic clip and is like, I'll just half lean into this. Like, nope, it'll pop out, girl. Just grab it. Stacey says she can't ignore something anymore. She is pregnant.
But it's not David's baby. Egad.
David turns around. Arn Anderson, don't look at me.
It wasn't me, man.
Stacey then runs away as we go to commercial to end this outlandish vaudeville. So yeah, that is the wedding of Stacey and David.
I feel like it was underwhelming, honestly.
Yeah, this should have been the twist. You can't do a double twist. Doing the Ric Flair thing and then having it like stop, start, like
Yeah.
yeah, like this would have been a better segment if it had just been the initial wedding and then they do that. Like you don't
as Ric Flair is being carted away, Stacey goes, "I object."
Don't even do that. There's no reason.
No, there could have been some drama there. If the cops came out to like inflict the restraining order, then Stacey's like, "I can't go through this marriage. David, I'm pregnant, but it's not your baby." And then she runs off. That's a little bit more dramatic.
Well, here's the problem. Ric Flair getting arrested did not play into anything. If that's the reason the wedding doesn't happen, that's one thing. All you did with Ric Flair getting arrested and leaving is piss off the local fans.
That's what I'm saying. If you were to do that and still loop it in with how this ended, I think that it could have been better.
I think if you don't do Ric Flair getting arrested and just do this, it's absolutely fine. Yeah. Ric Flair getting arrested does not add anything to any segment.
It's just drama. It adds drama.
I disagree just in that it doesn't build to this drama. It's not unique for that. Now, frankly, the only thing I can maybe go, all right, you need to get Ric Flair out because the original plan for this story is who's going to be the father of the baby. And Ric Flair was one of the options. So you have to get him out for that. Then that's something. The other option, apparently at the time of who's going to be the father, is Vince Russo.
Sure.
Somewhere in all this, Buff Bagwell ties in because we're about to get a Buff Bagwell and David Flair feud over the baby.
Where has Buff Bagwell been?
I don't even know. Before we get to the rest of the Stacey talk, let's just go backstage real quick. Stacey leaves in a limo. David Flair tries to give chase. Mike Awesome then tries to show Pamela his bus. Like, oh, let's just move on to that. He's attacked by Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, riddle me this. This didn't make any fucking sense.
Well, they have a pay-per-view match. The Natural Born Thrillers that attack Awesome and just keep getting in the cameraman's way. They then want to bring Awesome to the top of the bus and we cut away.
It was a brawl for the sake of a brawl because like Mike Awesome taking Pamela Pumpkins to the bus, where did that come from? But then like the brawl outside, it was just a brawl for the sake of a brawl.
But also like Stacey leaving, going right into that, like it just kind of undercut the wedding thing. But also apparently that is the last time we're going to see Stacey Keibler until either the final episode of Nitro or the final month of Nitro.
Oh shit.
So yeah, we're going to do a whole baby story without her.
The baby or the pregnant woman?
Yeah, they're just
fuck?
They're going to go to the next pay-per-view and then give up.
Why?
Because Russo leaves. And they go, this is fucking stupid. Let's get rid of this. Technically, she shows up on Thunder, but literally doesn't say a single word. So, like, eh. But yeah, that is more or less a wrap on Stacey Keibler.
Damn. That's a bummer.
It is, because...
To go out on this story, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, I hate to say this, I think I'd rather lose Stacy than go forward on whatever fucking paternity story they were going to do.
Yeah, probably.
I'm like, look, I'll miss Stacy, but like, I can just ignore she's not here. Them doing an active story I'm going to hate.
Yeah.
Okay, that one's a little worse.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
But I think she definitely showed a lot of promise in her role here. Like, it makes sense that she gets signed. I mean,
oh, yeah.
Incredibly attractive woman.
Legs for days.
But yeah, I think we'll overall miss Stacy.
Yeah.
I do realize, I guess I don't know when her and David stopped dating. I don't have a timeline on that.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird that we know any relationship timelines, really. Like, if you actually put some thought to it, let people have privacy.
Oh, yeah.
We know she marries George Clooney. I don't think they're married anymore.
Did she marry him?
I thought she married him.
They were together for a long time.
Yeah.
I think they was just like, one of those, like, all right, we've been together for like 6 years. And now she's a Hall of Famer.
She is.
So we went to commercial after the let's take Mike Awesome to the top of the bus. Back from commercial, we don't get any more context on what the fuck happened.
Nope.
And we don't even later, like...
Feels like we're done with Mike Awesome for the night.
Yeah, Did they throw him off the top of the bus and kill him? Like...
Yeah, let's go with that.
He does not appear. However, we then go to...
Keep it together, buddy.
Mean Woo by God Gene. Or, I guess for this man, be mean motherfucker Gene Oakland, I'm gonna put my foot up your head.
Yep.
He's here with Scott Steiner, who, clearly, they got mic levels for Gene and not Scott Steiner, because I'm going to play Scott Steiner's promo here, and I need you to know the fact that the audio is blown out is not from us. It is from Nitro.
Headphone wearers, beware.
That's right, Mean Gene. I don't lay down for nobody, and whether I leave here world champion tonight, it don't matter, because it's not going to change my focus on getting even with Goldberg for fracturing my face and a fall ball. Goldberg, I'm going to get even with you for fracturing my face, and I'm going to prove to you that I'm the man with the largest arms in the world. I'm the genetic freak, and size does matter. But that statement, Mean Gene, comes true whether I'm in the ring or out of the ring. See, when I have my freaks horizontal, they understand size, they appreciate size, and size does matter. And they know that they don't have to wait for the Earth to rotate on a 47-degree axis so the stars can touch the sky and create an equinox so they can see the Big Dipper. No, no, no. All they gotta do is call the Big Papa, because I'm the man with the Big Dipper, and satisfaction's coming when I go behind and do the bump and grind. And it's only a matter of time because they call me the Big Bad Booty Daddy. So Goldberg, realize this, I only care about two things in this world, my freaks and my peaks. And when I beat your bald ass down at Fall Brawl, and I'm about to put you in the Steiner recliner, I'm gonna whisper in your ear, size does matter, bitch.
Yes, it is the return of the best at sex promo. Oh, God.
It was giving Steiner math energy.
It was just the... Oh, God. He's so good at sex, Emily. How can you doubt him?
This fucking man is a cartoon character. I did love looking over at you during this and just looking at you giggle. Like, the whole time this was going on, I was like, this is Nick's best bit.
How have you never given this man a MVP?
I just can't.
I remember the first Bitsies, I gave him best on interviews, and you're like, what are you talking about? I present to you this man.
I stand by what I scored him. No, this is not.
Emily, two things give happiness, his freaks and his peaks.
Ew.
Oh, God, I don't know what promo it is where he references the big O in the sky, but I gotta find that one. Because look, is it the same promo every time? Yes. But also
That's
no.
why it's not the best promo overall.
No, here's the thing. It's the same promo, but he finds new verbiage every time. Like, look, it is just, I'm the best at sex, but he finds creative new ways to say that, and I have to applaud him for that.
Sure. I disagree, but whatever keeps you happy, babe.
Oh, and also he's facing Goldberg on Sunday.
Well, he's facing Goldberg on Sunday if he doesn't win tonight.
I guess.
Because he's got a match for the title. What happens if he wins the title?
They need to do that one time just so they can establish what the protocol is.
Right. Because if he wins the title tonight, why would he face Goldberg on Sunday? Yeah. I guess it would be Kevin Nash versus Goldberg?
No, or it would be Booker. I think they actually say
Booker.
it would be Booker at some point. But Nash get a rematch. Yeah. It just,
This is a hole. We love a plot hole.
No, Emily, this is called, I know who's going to win this match because they're not going to fuck up their whole plans.
No. Nick, you cannot claim that Medusa wearing the wrong color shirt is a fuck up, but this isn't. No. You don't get to pull both of those.
I'm saying one of these is just, you've telegraphed what you're going to do as opposed to a continuity error.
I'm saying you're being a hypocrite.
I'm saying this is Scott Steiner cutting this promo talking about facing Goldberg is the wrestling version of going, let's make plans for Christmas. We know what's going to happen now.
I'm just saying you have to acknowledge that you are being a bit of a hypocrite.
Okay. Commentary talks over our two big matches for Sunday, even more solidifying that, we're not going to change the title here. And the Cat comes out to ringside to join commentary. Our main event for tonight, on paper at least, it is for the WWE title. It is Kevin Nash versus Scott Steiner with Booker T as the referee and Bill Goldberg as the special enforcer.
Why the fuck is Goldberg here?
He's the enforcer, Emily.
What does that mean? When did they say that?
They said that during the start of one of the matches.
I guess I missed it because why the fuck is Goldberg here? And also, what does an enforcer even do? We have asked this question so many times whenever there's a fucking enforcer. He's just standing ringside.
Yeah. I've been watching wrestling for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I think the fact that they've mostly gotten rid of the enforcer kind of tells you what you need to know. Because it's a backup referee who is
only on the outside?
Yeah, he's on the outside. He gets to keep people out. Just I don't know, man. He's here because he's going to get a pop.
Yeah. Because they needed to get Goldberg on the card somehow tonight.
Booker comes out in a striped polo shirt that, it just looked off, and I realized why. I'm it's not a ref shirt. The stripes are too wide.
Oh.
And I had to internally debate. I'm okay, did they provide this shirt for Booker, or were they doing so many special referee matches for a while that Booker went, let me go find a shirt that looks cool if I have to be a ref?
Honestly, I could see that happening.
He looked cool. He didn't look bad.
It did not diminish his character at all.
He got a quick promo saying he'll regain the title on Sunday. Don't hate the player, blah, blah, blah.
Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
He needs to stop doing promos if he has nothing to say.
He's got nothing to say. He's very Conan. He's just saying the same stuff.
As Scott Steiner comes out, Tony Schiavone plugs a Halloween Havoc ticket event, including a Miss Halloween beauty pageant. Kevin Nash comes out, his entrance video pauses, which is only notable because it holds on it for so long. Scott Steiner is still rocking the face mask, so I guess his face is still a little...
it doesn't look swollen or anything.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
it might also just be protection. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Booker checks both men for weapons, and Nash offers Booker to check down his pants. So the match starts. Nash pokes Steiner to do the finger poke, and Steiner doesn't go down, and he pokes Nash back. Nash just goes to leave, but Steiner stops him, so Nash knees him and hits a sidewalk slam. So we're doing this match, I guess.
Yep.
Steiner hits a clothesline and a flexing elbow drop, and he goes for the pin. I don't know what happens here.
Okay, so Steiner goes for the pin on Nash. Nash does not kick out.
No, I think Nash...
genuinely does not kick out.
I think Nash thinks the first, count, I think he thinks that's just the sound of Booker getting to the mat.
Maybe.
That's my thought, because Nash doesn't kick out. Booker counts to 2 and has to be oh, his shoulder's totally up.
But he's pushing the shoulder up.
Yeah.
To the point where even commentary, we can't cover this. Oh no, Booker must be in with Nash.
Yeah, so Steiner yells at Booker that it's bullshit, attacks Booker.
It's true.
Nash and Steiner then attack Booker together as Goldberg just kind of watches it first. Then we get Charles Robinson running out. And then we get Goldberg getting in the ring.
So what's the point of the enforcer if a secondary referee is to come out and relieve the original referee while the enforcer is still ringside?
Well,
shouldn't it be a vice president situation where if the referee gets taken out, the enforcer takes over and then we get a new enforcer?
Well, let's just kind of dwell on all this for a second, because Goldberg then comes in, takes out both men until a Steiner low blow. Steiner then works over referee Booker T over at ringside using a chair as Nash and Goldberg brawl. Mm-hmm. So we have the two men who are competitors in this match brawling with the referee and the enforcer.
Right.
It is not done well enough, but I think this counts as the third week in a row of them doing the "you thought these guys weren't together" swerve they were.
I don't know.
The problem is, it's presented as such a nothing.
I don't see it as that.
It's presented as such a nothing. It's not even a swerve, but they set up during the match, oh my god, these two are going to actually fight. So, if you swerve a storyline in the woods and no one's around, but you don't even have it be a storyline, is the swerve a swerve? Like,
what?
Yeah.
What?
I think I said a stroke.
Yeah, I think you did.
Sorry, Jeff Jarrett's not out here.
There's a fish. Did you see the fish ringside? Talk about having a stroke.
We are far from the fish, Emily.
You're having a stroke. Let me talk about the fucking fish.
I forget what this is, so feel free, now that I'll go back to this.
Oh my god. So while the match was happening to me, I guess, there's a person on the hard cam side with, I guess, like a plushy bass
like
fish.
2.5 feet.
It's a fucking big ass fish pillow thing. I don't even remember what's happening in the ring, but you can see from the like lower corner of the screen, the fish just flies into the air and comes back. I pop at it, and Nick is like, "Yeah, that was a great move in the ring, wasn't it?" I was like, "No, it was a fish."
No, I'll tell you what happened because there was some drama happening, and I go, "Oh, did you see that?" And you're like, "The fish?" And I'm like, "The what?"
The fish. Oh, it was the best pop of the night.
So Scott Steiner throws Charles Robinson out of the ring, and Steiner hits a T-bone suplex as he and Nash go back to working over Goldberg. And again, the cat is at ringside? I can't get involved. Why?
Because fuck you, that's why.
This is no longer a match between two people.
This is no longer the sanctioned match.
But right after that, the cat stops Steiner from using a chair, and then Goldberg knocks Steiner off the apron, kind of into the cat, who feels the need to kind of bump. So now Steiner and Goldberg are brawling, as are Booker and Nash. Someone throws a cup in the ring, which it bounces off Booker, but I don't know if it's related to that or not. We then see Goldberg yelling into the crowd and going, "Get that guy the fuck out of here." It's
yeah.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah, somebody threw a cup
He's
at
also
him and he did
very
not
wet.
Like it.
He's Jeff Jarrett levels of wet here.
Yes. What was in that cup?
In the ring, Goldberg hits a pop-up power slam and a spear on Steiner. Booker goes for the bookend on Nash, but I don't know how this happens without us even remotely seeing it or the crowd really reacting. Mike Awesome's bus is just at ringside. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, where did it come from? It just appeared. The big-ass school bus, the colorful school bus is just in the ramp.
The Natural Born Thrillers pour out of the bus, and everyone attacks Goldberg and Booker with pipes and chairs.
It's very clown car energy, but a bus.
Yeah.
Like, the people don't stop pouring out of it.
Steiner locks in the Steiner recliner on Goldberg in the ring. Booker then gets thrown onto the hood of the bus and then kind of through the windshield. Like, it felt like they had a bigger spot for that planned and they got to it too early. The Natural Born Thrillers then handcuff Goldberg to the front grill, and the plan seems to be to drive the bus into the ring, murdering Goldberg.
Yeah.
But 4 seconds before we go off the air, Goldberg breaks the grill, so he's handcuffed to 2 plastic pieces of the grill, so he's free, and we're out of time.
Cut to black. Good lord, what a fucking match. What a fucking episode.
What the fuck even was this?
Nothing. It was a nothing burger of a match.
Yeah, like, again, that match was Kevin Nash versus Scott Steiner.
And it ended with Booker T versus Nash.
It turned into a tag match.
Yeah.
I think Charles Robinson coming out actually
kind of ruins it.
It makes it more complicated and confusing. Because, again, like, okay, whatever, the match has gone out the window. The fact that Charles Robinson's like, oh, I gotta monitor everybody. It's like, 2 of these guys are not competitors in the match. Like, thank God Goldberg didn't try to pin fucking Steiner or Nash at any point, because if they had started counting that, I would have lost my mind. But yeah, we're gonna murder Goldberg, bust out. less cool version of the handcuff spot because you busted out a plastic grill. Like that's.
Yeah, no, I agree. The handcuff spot was like crazy cool. This was just like, okay, we're fucking doing this again.
But yeah, thoughts
the
on this
fish.
Oh yeah, the fish happened when
the fish.
Fish happened when the throne cup thing was happening.
Oh, okay, fish.
Because I was noting that, and yeah, fish.
Distraction. Base.
Thoughts on this show as a whole? I have 2 words for this show, Emily.
Outlandish vaudeville.
Yep. This show was terrible.
Bad.
To where, look, is there some half decent stuff on this show? Yes. Does everything else bring that down? Yes.
Y'all, the fucking fish spot is currently sitting in my best bit. That's where we're at.
Yeah, I think the best way we can kind of talk about the episode is go to best bit, worst bit, and MVP.
Yeah, we just got to rip this Band-Aid off because this was a fucking bad episode. We were not short on options for worst bit. Let's be real.
Emily, what is your choice for the best bit?
Oh God! So can I do the fish? Am I allowed to do the fish?
I guess it is a bit.
I also penciled in the Jim Duggan moment because it was wholesome and nice.
Okay.
The retirement announcement. I'll give it that. But fish.
Yeah, and I'm giving mine to the Scott Steiner promo.
Yep, that tracks.
It's lovely.
Whenever we drop a promo in here, you know it's Nick's best bit.
Emily, what is the worst bit?
I think it has to be the stickball bat.
Yeah.
I think it has to be stickball bat on a pole. Just because of what it is and what it implied. Because it implied fuck you. I'm not sure there's anything that like standalone is worse. I think there's a case for the whole show being the worst.
And that is my case.
Really?
The whole show.
Really?
The whole show.
I feel like we have to be so sparing with that. I didn't think this earned that.
We have. It's the whole show. Mm-hmm. The fish was almost your best bit. That's the state of the show. Is that if a plush fish from the audience popping up is almost Emily's best bit? Yeah, you've killed Charlotte halfway through the show.
Yeah.
I don't have words. The whole show is the worst bit. You shouldn't have done the show. You should have canceled it and just. Yeah, well, because what? Oh, less people are going to buy New Blood Rising. They're already not going to buy it.
If they canceled the show, we
wouldn't know. It's not even New Blood Rising. Fuck, it's Fall Brawl.
If they hadn't advertised the wedding, they might have had more of a stance.
Yeah, this show is horrific. And the wedding wasn't even fun.
No, it wasn't. WWE, WCW, wrestling is so good at fun, stupid weddings.
Yeah, it was just awkward.
Yes, it was just bad. Anyway, MVP. Who's your MVP?
Scott Steiner.
Ah, lies. Crowbar. Crowbar was the shining light of this episode.
Crowbar wore a top hat, so he is the
Crowbar wearing a top hat and a tux t-shirt.
I mean, look, Scott Steiner for me, the promo we cut in, that's category enough, but also the Jimmy Buffett over here wearing sandals.
Fuck Jimmy Buffett.
Anytime he was on screen, I just, yes. He doesn't need to wrestle. He just needs to talk. That's all I want.
I would love for Kevin Nash to sing a cover of Come Monday before a Monday Night Nitro. I think that'd be great.
And Emily, with that, we have finally finished the build to Fall Brawl. And our next episode has a shot.
Thank fuck!
Yeah, I can't say I'm all that hyped for it, but
nope. I think we need to do a straight shot of something next week.
Maybe.
Fuck a mix. We need to straight up.
But hey, it's gonna be Fall Brawl, and then the Sunday after that is WrestleMania 41.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, we will have our usual WrestleMania episode up probably on that Wednesday because our timeline is always we watch it Monday we record, Tuesday we edit,
Wednesday release.
Yeah. Unless something happens, it will be that. I can't say I have the highest hopes, but. We are still a few weeks out, so we'll see what happens.
I think that you and I went to the best WrestleMania.
Well, speaking of that, if you want to read about Emily's other WrestleMania escapades...
Hell yeah.
She's doing a write-up over on the Patreon, and we're also going through the new Monday Night Wars over there. Patreon.com/butts in the seats. And fun fact, the Monday after WrestleMania, we will be releasing our first book review.
We still haven't figured out what we're going to call the book reviews.
Of Eric Bischoff's Controversy Creates Cash.
I am reading it. I'm about a third of the way through. I'm very much enjoying it, actually.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. We're still figuring out the format of that, but it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be something.
Well, there's no book reviews. We do have plenty of back catalog ever a podcaster found, except for SoundCloud. And you can follow us on social media. We'll probably be live tweeting or live something WrestleMania.
For sure.
On the social medias at Butts in the Pod or Butts in the Seats Podcast.
If you're looking for the live tweeting, whatever, I think I am going to be on Blue Sky. I might give Nick the Twitter. And we'll see how that goes. That's just an idea that I'm throwing out there now. But we'll see.
Emily, any closing thoughts? We're almost done with Russo, girl.
I know. And, I think I'm excited for it, but the last time we didn't have Russo, I was missing him.
How you feeling now?
Well, the thing is, before we lost him last time, I hated him. I wanted him gone, and then I missed him. It's you don't know what you got till it's gone, kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will. And we'll see you at Fall Brawl. Until then, I'm Nick.
I am Emily.
And thanks for listening to the Butts and Seats Podcast.
Bye.